Hey there, welcome. My name is Alonda Carter and I am the recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, that's anti-multilevel marketing, and I also examine white-collar crime and some true crime. Basically, I like to tell the stories related to scammy things and the people involved. This video is based on the recent letter Truth in Advertising sent to the FTC. I did a live stream on this, but I had technical difficulties, so I took that video down after the stream ended and decided to share the information with you by leveraging the content my friend and patron Dave Vaughn created. Dave is such an immense help to me. He is always giving me ideas and providing me with information. He is such a great asset to the anti-MLM community. Do me a favor and follow him on Twitter and also on Instagram. I have interviewed him on my channel a few times, and I'll try to remember to link those videos in the description, but I may forget. Please do not send any hate to anyone involved in any of these types of companies. Keep it civil in the comment section and be nice to each other and to me. This video is based on my research experience and opinion. Please, 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 please do your own research. And now let's get started. Calm down. What happened? Okay, but first, the players. Truth in Advertising is a nonprofit organization based in Madison, Connecticut. It has a long history of calling out deceptive advertising, which makes it an active member of the Consumer Protection Shield against everyday MLM practices. The FTC is a U.S. government agency tasked with policing false, misleading, and unsafe commercial practices and main force used to bring justice to victims of MLM scams. So Tina watches their best friend get beaten earlier this year in a Supreme Court case against the use of Section 13B. Hashtag rest in peace 13B. Side panel, AMG Capital Management versus FTC. Disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, so back off. Section 13B was used in many cases by the FTC to freeze the assets of a company under investigation to make sure the money didn't suddenly disappear on some mysterious yachting incident. AMG, known scammers, said that wasn't fair. The Supreme Court said, hey, you know what? That scammer is right. That isn't fair. FTC, you don't get to do that anymore. The end. Well, sorta. Meanwhile, Tina, they are like Damon and the FTC's Pythias, remains the best kind of friend anyone could ask for. Tina starts reading all the law books, getting ready for the next phase of consumer protection battles. Side note to the side panel, this case by AMG was strongly supported by MLM companies and the DSA. Hashtag GoJoGo. So the FTC is looking for legislative relief from Congress to help protect consumers from the various frauds that have been committed during the whole you know what. But Tina found a secret backdoor, a solution the FTC was sitting on but never used when handling MLM deceptive practices before. A backdoor so big, 660 MLM swindles fit inside. That's 660 MLM companies mentioned in the letter that have used false health claims and misleading income representations. The backdoor is found in the already legislated FTC Act. Side panel, what is Section 5M1B? Disclaimer, I'm still not a lawyer. Not that we'd ever trust one of those again. Civil actions for recovery of penalties for knowing violations of rules and cease and desist orders respecting unfair or deceptive acts or practices, jurisdiction, maximum amount of penalties, continuing violations, de novo determination, compromise, or settlement procedures. The Commission may commence a civil action to recover a civil penalty in a district court of the United States against any person, partnership, or corporation which violates any rule under this subchapter respecting unfair or deceptive acts or practices other than an interpretive rule or a rule violation of which the Commission has provided is not an unfair or deceptive act or practice violation of subsection A1, with actual knowledge or knowledge fairly implied on the basis of objective circumstances that such act is unfair or deceptive and is prohibited by such rule. In such action, such person, partnership, or corporation shall be liable for a civil penalty of not more than $10,000 for each violation. If the Commission determines in a proceeding under subsection B that any act or practice is unfair or deceptive and issues a final cease and desist order other than a consent order with respect to such act or practice, then the Commission may commence a civil action to obtain a civil penalty in a district court of the United States against any person, partnership, or corporation which engages in such a practice. One, after such cease and desist orders becomes final, whether or not such person, partnership, or corporation was subject to cease and desist order, and two, with actual knowledge that such an act or person is unfair, deceptive, and is unlawful under section A1 of this section. In such action, such person, partnership, or corporation shall be liable for civil penalty of not more than $10,000 for each violation. Tina outlines in a post about this letter that this law allows the FTC to fine each company up to $42,792 for market-wide harms. Tina uses the 1975 Coscott case, say it one more time for me, to emphasize that MLMs have more than enough actual knowledge to avoid making the deceptive claims they routinely commit. A side part of this letter also makes my heart flutter is the calling out of Joe Marino's sad attempt at self-enforcement. The letter is 192 pages of deep, unadulterated, hardcore love. Well, okay, it's a bit pointed, but it's the kind of love we need to see. The letter itself is only 2 pages with 187 pages of appendices. Fellas, take note. So go and have a look for yourself. Show Tina some love. Say it with me, hooray for Tina. I reviewed the letter, and I will say that all the companies you would expect to find there are there. Do you think the letter Tina sent will have any impact on MLMs? Do you think they will take it seriously? And by the way, Tina sent this letter to all the MLM companies that are mentioned in the appendices. And what about the FTC? How might all the data that Tina gathered and sent to them, will it have an impact when the FTC reviews the business opportunity rule this year? I did a live stream about the business opportunity rule, but in case you don't know what it is, originally, MLMs were excluded from the business opportunity rule, even though the rule was created to cover MLMs since the franchise rule did not. If MLMs were included, they would have to disclose distributor contact information, disclose civil and criminal litigation, their cancellation or refund policy. The representative would have to disclose their personal earnings plus also an income disclosure statement from the said MLM company, 10 references. And there would also be this cooling off period of 7 days for anyone who is seeking to join an MLM so that they could do their due diligence before signing on the dotted line. So let me ask you this again. Do you think the letter Tina sent might impact the likelihood of MLMs finally being included in the business opportunity rule? I will tell you this, the people who were on the steering committee for the recent conference, Multilevel Marketing, the Consumer Protection Challenge, which I was part of that steering committee, are now a working group, and we're working together to provide the public with information so when the public can comment about the business opportunity rule, that they will have the wording and information to use to do so. Nothing is out yet, but when it is, I'll share it with you. Will you comment on the business opportunity rule when it is open? We need your support because we already know MLMs will come out in droves and get their distributors to do the same, and the DSA and their attorneys will try to discredit the need for MLMs to be included in the business opportunity rule. Thank you so much for your time with me. I appreciate it, and remember, you're beautiful and I love you.